In Rogue One, Chirrut has the line, "The strongest stars have hearts of Kyber." I thought it was a cool line and assumed it was more of a thematic saying, but the book Star Wars Dark Legends got me wondering if there was more to it than that. It actually has me wondering if it is literally true. Maybe stars do have hearts of Kyber. Maybe that's where Kyber crystals come from. Let's get into the story and explore. I should say that we're talking about a book that is full of legends, myths, tall tales, whatever you want to call them. I can't point to it and say whatever it says is 100% true. But the fourth story, called Blood Moon, got me thinking. It's about a planet that basically falls apart because the Kyber crystal at the heart of its star cracks. It bleeds. The star turns red and sends off these solar flares that destroy most life on the planet and drives anyone who ventures there towards their darkest impulses. It's a cool story and one of my favorites in the book, and I could certainly see author George Mann maybe just making those connections and thinking it would be a fun setup. Chirrut says stars have hearts of Kyber. Could a star then bleed? What would happen if it did? He's writing in-universe myths, so he can do whatever he wants and it doesn't have to definitely define anything for future content. And yet it still had my mind making more and more connections. After all, we now know for sure that Ilum, a planet full of Kyber crystals, was turned into Starkiller Base. When it was destroyed in The Force Awakens, we can see that the explosion turns into a star. The novelization confirms exactly that, so this planet or weapon full of Kyber crystals turns into a star that, I guess, has a heart of Kyber. So what if all stars in the Star Wars universe have hearts of Kyber, and maybe that's where Kyber crystals come from in the first place? To go back to Rogue One and Jedha, back in 2017, Gareth Edwards talked about how their idea for Jedha City was that there was this meteor impact that hit the moon with such force that it was what created the high density of Kyber crystals there. The city itself is meant to be this impact crater that the city was then built inside of. The interview makes it sound like it was the impact that created the crystals, but what if the meteor was just a massive Kyber crystal that then shattered into pieces in the moon? Maybe stars that supernova wind up shooting out these chunks of Kyber that fly across the galaxy until they hit planets like Jedha or Ilum. There's no way to confirm that this is true or false, especially not when the source is itself a legend within a fictional universe, but it did make my mind bounce around a lot and make these connections, and I kinda like the idea that long ago ancient stars exploded with these living crystals. I mean, maybe these exploding stars were like the Big Bang of the Star Wars universe. These crystals, imbued with the Force, could be responsible for life in the galaxy. Who knows? I think the combination of something like the Big Bang with a very mystical and magical element is pretty cool. But this is probably a theory that we will never see explored, and maybe we shouldn't. The mystery of how the galaxy far, far away was created and the reason for the Force's existence is fun to think about, but the mystery is also part of that fun. I don't know, I just wanted to throw a wacky theory out there because it's been a while. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.